the last bit about finish we want to talk about is Relic, because that's something that we're super proud of in the custom shop. And this is a really big year for the Relic. This is the 20th anniversary of the Fender Custom Shop Relic. And what we mean by that is in 1995, at the NAMM show, the big trade show out in LA, the Fender Custom Shop brought out a couple of Relic guitars. There was a 51 Nocaster and 1956 Stratocaster, what we call a Mary Kay. That's white blonde with gold hardware. They put them in glass cases. They didn't say anything about them. They didn't put any signs on them. They just put them out there. And as people were coming in, they're like, "Oh, cool," because we were starting to really do the reissue thing, and they were like, "Oh, they have a couple of real kind of vintage guitars here as sort of a nod to the heritage," and the word slowly started to spread that those were new guitars that we had aged, and that wasn't really a thing back then, and it just kind of blew people's mind. And some of our dealers said, "Oh, that's a thing I can do. I need to do that. I want to do that."
Yeah.
Other people were like, "Well, why would you?"
Well, it blew up.
Yeah, why would you do that to a guitar? But really,
It's fun.
Right. Well, we're going to talk about how much fun it is. But fast forward all these years later, I'd say the bare share of our vintage orders are have some level of aging.
Some sort of aging, yeah.
Sometimes we do really super heavy relics. Something you guys have seen some of those guitars that John worked on. Sometimes it's really subtle, what we call a journeyman. This right here is a great example of that. This is a journeyman relic. It's not. If you get up close and you look, you can see the real fine lacquer cracking in there. And all these years later, 20 years later, relicing has really become an art form in the custom shop. No joke, these guys take it seriously. John, I know a lot of people sometimes ask us, once again, we'll clear the air. They do not tie guitars to their bumper and drive them around the parking lot.
Well, sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
No.
But can you talk a little bit, as much as you can, because I know there's secrets, but a little bit about the Relic process and how you approach it? Because I know some guys try to tell a story. And
Yeah. I mean, the Relic thing for me is where I got my start as far as, being known for building Relic guitars. It's important for me because I really love the vintage era guitars. I mean, the new ones, the new postmoderns, and all the whatever, American Standard series, all those guitars are great guitars, but for me it's the vintage look, the feel, the smell, everything is what I'm about, and I love that. And I get to travel around a lot and see a lot of guitar shops and real vintage shops that carry the real guitars. So I've had the opportunity to take really good photos, play the guitars, take measurements and all that stuff, and really experiment with the looks that a lot of people ask me about. Like I said, some of the guys want the journeyman style finish, which I like as well. But then there's another guy that wants like a World War III Relic. They want that guitar to look like it's been through the bars and back, even though the guy's only 18 years old. It's like, how the hell did you play guitar back in the 50s, man? You're only 18. Well, I got it from my daddy, man. That's what it is. They can tell a story with it, but we're not trying to fool anybody with it. It just gives it a little bit of character. It's an art form for sure. I personally think it sounds better.
It sounds great.
The less finish on the guitar, the thinner the finishes on it, the wood resonates a lot better. And it's just my opinion. Everybody will tell you different. It doesn't make a difference. Well, I think it does, and I played quite a few guitars and have a few guitars, and I always go back to my trusty Relics because I'm kind of clumsy on stage anyways. I'm always dropping stuff or bumping into something or hitting the ceiling fan or whatever, and it don't matter, man, because it's a Relic guitar. You're adding your own personality to it. When somebody orders a guitar like this, journeyman finish, very subtle Relic, and it's nice because you don't have to worry about taking it out and scratching it now. It's like it's going to take on its own personality. We started it for you, but you do the voodoo from here on out, and that's kind of like my flagship thing. You put your own thing into it, but somebody wants something to look like, hey man, I took this out like Stevie Ray did. I've been out on the road, man. I can do that for you if that's what you want. But yeah, it's an art form, and it's a very cool series, and a very hefty chunk of my percentage of guitars are heavy Relic guitars. I mean, I won't lie to you. I'm getting kind of tired of doing them, but I'll still do them as long as people are ordering them. But I love to be able to use some exotic wood or something like that, a really special piece of guitar that all the builders are capable of doing relics to the most beautiful guitars you've ever seen in your life. And that's how it is with the Relic world for me. I mean, it's just great. And as long as you guys keep ordering them, we'll keep making them.